So we are back with another session, and we'll try to start with our Learn PCM again. This is Physics 9, which you are watching. Okay, Physics 9th class, right? And we are going through a series of sessions for the chapter Force and Laws of Motion. Okay, Force and Laws of Motion. Okay, and this is session number 7 which we have come with. So hello everyone, welcome to Learn PCM. You are watching Learn PCM, and as you know that the chapter which is going on is force in the laws of motion, and we have already done 2 of the laws of motion, right? Now today we'll try to understand another law. But before coming to that point, let me ask you a question: that have you wondered how do you walk? How do you walk on the ground? If I have a question that how do you walk? Okay, how do you walk on ground? Or you can or simply in another way, if I ask you the question, the same question, if I ask, can you please answer that what makes you to walk? What makes you to walk on the ground? Okay, not only on the ground, wherever you walk, what makes you to walk? Okay, it's not just I have just given a situation over here as a ground, but actually my question is still this much: that how, what makes you to walk? How do you walk? Okay, another question if I have for you, then you must have seen swimmers, right? So have you given a thought to it that how do they swim in the pond or river? How swimmers swim actually? What makes them to swim? Okay, how how does a swimmer, okay, or a person, how does a person swims? Okay, this is the another question. So, have you given a thought to this type of questions? Or you must have seen even a boat also, a person rowing a boat. Have you seen that a person rows a boat, and how he uses his sticks on the boat? We call that a stick. A particular name is there for that. I think it is oar. I think we call it an oar, right? How he pushes and how he makes his boat in forward direction. Okay, how he makes the boat to row. That is another question to you. So these are the questions actually we face, or you can say that these are the questions which we are actually come across in our daily life. These are things, these are the situations which we come across in our daily life, but we never think about it, right? So that is why I have asked you these questions. That if possible, just give it a thought and try to think about it, because every happening around us, as I have told you all earlier also, that everything which happens around yourself has some other reason behind it, has some other logic behind it, and so we can say that everything has a science behind it. So try to find out that science, what actually makes it to happen. Okay, so let's have this first one part here. Okay, how do you walk on the ground? What happens that when you walk on the ground, say your foot is there, and suppose this is your foot and this is your front part of the leg. Okay, suppose this is your foot and this is your front part of the leg. What happens that when you put this part of the leg on, when you use this part of the leg on the ground, say this is the ground, okay, suppose this is ground level, okay, and this is your foot. So when you put your foot or you press it, okay, when you press the foot on the ground, what happens that you apply a force. Okay, your foot is applying a force, and where it is applied on, it is applied on the ground. Okay, your foot presses, when you press on the ground, what happens that force is applied on the ground. Then what is happening after that? As soon as you press or as soon as you apply your force on the ground, as soon as you apply force of your foot on the ground, this ground, okay, this ground in return, it also applies a force. Okay, it also applies a force in upward direction. You are applying your force in the downward, in the, you can see here it is vertical downward direction in which you are applying your force of the foot. Similarly, this ground also is applying a force, and it is in upward, vertical upward direction, due to which what happens that your foot gets up. So your foot here, it just takes action like this, it moves up, and what happens that it moves forward again. Okay, so again it goes to next step or two, you can say that it takes forward direction, it moves forward. Okay, your foot just moves from here as soon as it gets its hit from the ground, or you can say that as soon as it feels the force of the ground, it just moves forward. Okay, so this is the first situation where you find your force, just on applying a force, you are also suffering a force. Okay, let us take one more example, this one, where you find a swimmer to swim, right? What happens that when a swimmer is there, say, let me have a little bit of drawing of that swim if so possible. Suppose we are having a, say you are having a body like this. Okay, some a swimmer is there. Okay, now what happens that this person, when he is applying his force, okay, and he is pushing his with his hands, what is happening that he's pushing water backward, right? This is the water, and he is pushing the water backward. What is happening in return? Push of swimmer, this is push of swimmer. Okay, and what is happening that the water is also pushing that swimmer in forward direction. As soon as this push of his hand and legs, okay, due to the leg push, the swimmer is applying the push of his leg as well as his hands. Okay, this is the swimmer who is applying his force in the backward direction on water. Okay, it is on water, and this water in return, it is also applying a force in forward direction. So this force is in forward direction. Okay, forward direction, due to what happens that this person, he is swimming, or you can say he is pushing himself to a little forward. He finds himself little forward, all because of the push of the water. And how this water is pushing this person, all because this person himself is pushing water backward. So water in return is pushing him in forward direction. This is how he is able to swim in the water. Okay, what is happening that the person is swimming on the basis of this fact that he is pushing water backward. This is water, and he is pushing water in a backward direction, so force is applied in backward direction by this person. Okay, water backward, and then this water again, this water is moving back, but then the rest of the water, what happens is they are applying the same amount of force on this person to move him forward. Okay, so this is water is applying its force in forward direction. So water applies force in forward direction. ठीक है? Okay, this is your second situation. Okay, now let us see another situation. One, say if you are having a boy, okay, there is a wall. Let us consider a wall over here, and suppose a boy is there. Okay, and he is the boy, suppose, is wearing a, say a boy is here, though my, and he is wearing what, roller skates. Okay, the boy is wearing roller skates, right? So what happens that this boy, when he is trying to push this wall, okay, this boy is trying to push this wall. What is happening that when he is pushing this is the wall. Okay, what is happening that when he is trying to push this wall, it means that he is applying some force on this wall. So from the boy side, a force is applied on the wall. Okay, what happens that as soon as this boy pushes the wall, he himself is pushed backward. What is happening that as soon as he is applying his force on the wall, this boy, he himself is pushed a little backward. So this boy who is here, standing over here, he is moving a little backward. Okay, so he comes back. Say his roller coaster is, sorry, roller skates are moving back, and he has to move back. What is happening that this boy, the same boy, I have drawn in different way. So this same boy is moving backward. What is happening that this boy has simply pushed the wall, but in return this boy himself finds himself a little backward. Why is this happening? What makes him to move backward? Again, here the same thing is happening, that this wall in return is applying its own force. This wall, when this boy is pushing on the wall, the wall also applies the same amount of force on this person, or on this boy, and that makes him to push backward. Understood? So in all the three conditions, you can see that same amount of force. You can see here also, you can see here also, that when you applied a force of your foot on the ground, you felt the same amount of force on your foot, and that makes you to move forward. Similarly, for this swimmer also, you have seen that the swimmer was this person who wanted to swim. He has just pushed the water with the help of his hands, and in return, what has happened, this water also has pushed this person in forward direction, due to which he is able to swim. Similarly, here what happened, that this boy, he wished to put a force on this wall, but what he found himself a little backward. He himself was pushed a little backward. So all these conditions, what actually they show, what actually you get out of these conditions. See what happens that all these conditions, due to this all these three conditions, what we can conclude that actually when here the boy is exerting a force on the wall also is exerting an equal amount of force on the boy. Okay, so similarly what we can conclude that whenever one body, say one body is there, and if a body is applying its force on another body, okay, so this is the first body and this is the second body. Okay, so we can say that when one body, when one body exerts a force on another body, okay, what happens that the second body exerts an equal and opposite force. So this body also exerts an equal and opposite force on the first body. Understood? What we are saying, that this is the first body. Okay, this is body 1 and this is your body number 2. Okay, this is object number 2. Now this body, if it applies the force of say F1, the same amount of force is applied by this body, the second body, on the first body. Say it is also F1, but you have to remember that this is going to be negative in direction. That means it is opposite in direction. Okay, so this is the Newton's third law of motion. What is happening in Newton's, this is Newton's third law of motion and Newton's third law of motion. So this is our topic for today. Okay, this is the topic which we are going to discuss today, Newton's third law of motion. Now what is happening in it? Let us see again what I said, that if one of the body is there, say this is your first body, okay, this is first object, or you can say first body. When this body is applying a force on a second body, second object, okay, say this body is applying its force on this object, say F1, then the same amount of force is applied by this body. This second body applies the same amount of F1 force on first body, but in opposite direction, so it will be F1. Understood? This is applied, the first body is applying force, say this is force F1, and here this second body is applying force F1 again, but this is just opposite in direction. Okay, so this is the Newton's third law of motion. Newton's third law of motion. So Newton's third law of motion, what it states, let us write in written for write in note form that whenever one body exerts a force on another body, okay, on another body, the second body, okay, the second body, sorry, second body also you can say, or simply you can say second body exerts an equal and opposite, okay, equal and opposite force on the first body, okay. What else is there? That the force which is exerted by the first body on the second body, okay. So one more point which you should remember is what? The force exerted by first body, force exerted by the first body, this is known as action, okay, we call it as action, okay. Whereas the force which is exerted in return, okay, force exerted by the second body, okay, the force exerted by the second body is known as reaction, okay. So this is reaction, this force is known as reaction, this is negative in direction or opposite in direction, so we call this force as reaction and this force as action, okay, this force is action. Understood? This you have to keep in your mind that these two forces are and both the action and reaction, they are simply the forces, okay, they are nothing else, they are the forces, they are the form of force, okay, right. So also another definition what we can do, we can write for this Newton's third law of motion can also be written as that to every action, we can write like this, that to every action, okay, to every action there exists an equal and opposite reaction, okay. So to every action you have equal and opposite reaction. Action has always a reaction included with it, okay. Okay, these two are interlinked. Sorry, like this. This will act in positive direction, so this will act in negative direction, means they are just opposite to each other. Okay, so this is Newton's third law of motion. Let us try to prove this. Okay, let us try to prove by an experiment. Let's understand through an experiment. Okay, so if you take two of these springs, okay, let us take two of the spring balances, okay. So suppose you are having one of the spring balance as like this, say you are having fixed wall. First of all, let us consider one fixed wall is there, okay, and with this fixed wall you are having say one hook, Okay, one hook is attached to this fixed wall, and with this hook you are going to attach one of the spring balance. Okay, so let us draw one spring balance over here. So we are having one spring balance here, right? And there is one more inside. These are the scales which are there in the spring balance. Okay, then this spring balance again, it is attached to another. Okay, it is attached to another spring balance. Okay, say like this somehow. Uh, since it is not a chalk, so we are not able to prepare or draw properly on this, but it's okay. I hope you will be able to understand through this. Okay, so we are having another like this. Fine. Okay, so this is your like this. Okay, another screw, and we are having scales on this. Okay, okay, scales are made on it, marks are there, you can say that numbers are written on this, and here also we are having scales on it. Okay, markings are there. Now what you have to do, this is an experiment which we are taking just to prove our Newton's third law of motion. Okay, this is simple experiment which we try to which we are going to do, so that we will try to prove whether we are correct in our third law of motion or not. Okay, we'll just check. So what we are going to do, we are simply going to use this hook. Okay, this free end. What we will do first, what we have done, this is a setup. We have created a setup of two spring balances. Say this is a spring balance A, and say this is a spring balance B. Okay, what we have done now, that we have attached them, we have joined them through hook to hook. Okay, hook by hook we have attached. Then what happened, that the not only this, the other end of the spring balance is just be this spring balance is attached to the wall which is fixed. Okay, say this is a hook. Okay, this hook is attached, this spring balance is attached to a hook, and it is attached to a fixed wall. So this is your fixed wall. This is fixed wall, right? Then what, then you are going to use this free end one spring balance, and you are simply going to use your finger. Okay, and just hold it outside. Okay, you will just use your finger to simply you hold it, just try to stretch it out to pull towards yourself. Okay, so there is a pull towards this side. Okay, so this A is pulled towards the right direction. Okay, towards the hand side, this A is pulled toward the right direction. Okay, say this is your right direction. Okay, now what is happening? Say this is pulled by 4 Newton. Suppose on this markings, if you have pulled it towards 1, say 2, 3 and 4. So if it is 4 Newton, so if you are pulling it towards yourself with 4 Newton, suppose you have applied 4 Newton of force, and this nil has gone up to 4 Newton. Now what is happening, that you have taken it, it means that you have applied 4 Newton of force on it, and you have just pulled it towards yourself. Okay, then what is happening, that as soon as you pull it towards yourself, this spring balance, it applies a force on this spring balance. Okay, due to pull of this comes into the you can say that the force of this is applied on this. What happens, that due to this, since it is attached to the fixed wall, this spring balance, it tries to hold this in this direction. So it tries this spring balance, this B, the spring balance B, it tries to pull this spring balance towards the left side, towards this wall side, to balance itself. Okay, what is happening, that when this balance is this balance, this spring balance A, when it is pulled towards the right direction, it exerts a force of 4 Newton. Then what is happening, this exerts a 4 Newton force, and since it is we have applied 4 Newton of force. Now this 4 Newton is showing what, that it is applying this amount of force is applied on this. So this balance is suffering how much amount of force, 4 Newton of force. Okay, now then what happens, that this balance B, it pulls the balance A with an equal amount of force. This again, it pulls it, it is pulling towards itself. Okay, so again it is applying 1, 2, 3 and 4. So when you see the balances, you will see that the same amount of force is used here also. The same amount of force is shown on the readings on this spring balance. Why? Because this spring balance also pulls this spring balance, this is A spring balance, towards itself, means towards this direction, that is towards the wall, fixed wall direction. Okay, and then what happens, that it shows that the both of the spring balances, they both are having this same force. This is also having force 4 Newton, and this is also having 4 Newton. So what we can conclude, what is the conclusion in last, how can we conclude, and what we can conclude out of it? So we conclude that the action, okay, we conclude that the action and a reaction, okay, the action and the reaction, okay, the forces are actually, they are equal in magnitude. Okay, the action and the reaction forces, they are equal in magnitude, and you find that the action force is acting, see, you can see here that this force is acting towards, say, right direction, then this force is acting towards left direction. Okay, so you can say that the second point, you can say, okay, say this is the second point, that the action force acts towards right direction, okay, towards right, whereas a reaction this reaction force, it acts towards left side. See, this is left side. Okay, this is left, here it is in right direction, so this is left. And when it shows that this is right and this is left, it means that they are acting opposite to each other. So you can say that another conclusion is what, that action and a reaction are equal, as well as equal to, because of magnitude, because here also you can see 4 Newton force is applied, here also 4 Newton force is shown on the reading. It means both are applying the same amount of forces on each other, as well as they are not only equal, they are also opposite in direction. So action and reaction are equal and opposite in direction. Understood? Do you get my point? What is being shown here? It is that when this force, this spring balance, when it was pulled towards the right direction with the help of the hand, what happened, that it shows the reading of 4 Newton. When it shows the reading of 4 Newton, it means this force was, no, the force which was applied on this spring was 4 Newton, and due to this force actually it was pulling this, this force was applied ultimately on which? on this spring. Okay, so this force was applied on this spring, and in return, or you can say in reaction to this applied force, this spring opposes its you can say not only opposes, you can say that it applies a force of the same amount, just in opposite direction towards the left side, because it is attached to this hook. So it tries to pull this pull this spring A towards spring B, and the same amount of reading is shown on it on this spring balance. So we can conclude that the action and reaction forces are equal in magnitude, since both are having the 4 Newton amount on their reading scales. And also we have seen that the action force acts towards right direction, whereas the reaction was acting towards left direction. So we can say that both action and reaction, they act opposite to each other. So in total, we can say that finally we can conclude that Newton's second law of motion states that every action has equal and opposite reaction. What we can say that every action has equal and opposite reaction. So this is your Newton's third law of motion. This is the Newton's third law of motion. And that is why we have seen in case of our walking, what was happening when we were putting our pressure on the ground, when we were putting from the top, when our foot was applied and the pressure was applied on the ground, this ground also was applying its pressure just in opposite direction, due to which our foot was just moving up, and then again it was moving forward. And this is the way we walk on the ground. Okay, similarly for the swimmer, as I told you that while swimming, a person, when he is using his hands, okay, with the help of his hands, he's pushing the water backward, and in return the water also is applying its force on the person, on this person, whoever is just moving is swimming. So this water makes him to move forward, and this is how this person swims in the river or wherever he is using the water. Okay, similarly in case of that roller skates, what we have seen, that the wall was there, and on the wall, that roller skate boy, he was just standing, and he was having a roller skates on his legs. He is tied up with roller skates, and what was happening, that he tried to push this wall, but he himself found a little backward. Okay, he himself found pushed backward. Okay, so why it happened? All because that he has applied a force on this wall, and the wall also has applied equal amount of force on this boy, due to which he is pushed backward. Okay, so these are the cases where we have seen the third law of motion, and there are many more situations which you see around yourself. So those application we are going to discuss in the coming video, in the next session. So till then, keep watching, and those who are new to the channel and they have just seen the video for the first time, and if they feel like that they are gaining some or the other thing out of this video, or if they are the guardians and if they are feeling that it is helpful for their children, and if you are a student and if you're watching and if you feel like that you are gaining some or the other part out of this video, so do keep watching these videos, because many more videos are there which I have already made for you, and you can go through those videos. You can go through the link below, as well as you can watch it on Learn PCM, which is the YouTube channel which is going on for PCM group, that is physics, chemistry and maths. So I hope you will be able to gain something benefit is going to come out of it, and So just subscribe the channel so that you'll be gaining or you will be getting more videos out of these I mean whenever I'm going to put the videos, you'll be getting more and more videos. And if you put the press, or you can just press the bell icon so that you will be notified immediately about the uploading or uploaded videos. So till then, keep watching. Take care. Bye bye.